Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Real View. Real views from real people, where we discuss film, TV, and music, give our opinions, what we like, what we don't like, and little analysis if we're feeling spicy. In this episode, we are looking at GOAT, the animated movie from the same Sony Animation Studios that created Boy Into Spider-Verse and K-pop Demon Hunters. My name is Miles, that's Miles with a Y. You can follow me at Miles of Views across all social media platforms. Remember to do all that good stuff, share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button to stay up to date with all content and videos I'm making. As with all episodes, there are time codes in the description so you can skip forward, skip back, time travel through the episode at your will. Around here we use a 3-tier rating system from top to bottom. It's tapestry to my veins. This sandwich is filling but not satisfying, and that's not it. So how are you guys doing out there? I hope you're well, hope you're good. I believe this is probably my first real view episode of the year, depending on what time I've released this and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it's been a while. How you guys doing? I hope you're good out there. Let me know what's going on with you in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So as I said at the top, we're looking at the movie GOAT, and here are my thoughts. Yeah, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT. Yeah, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT. Yeah, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT. Greatest of all time, but also a small animal. I didn't know what song to do for this one, but I thought, let's start making them up. That way, they can't even block me as well, so, copyright block anyway. Yeah, this is GOAT. The film GOAT. I have not written any notes, but we'll see how we go. So, GOAT, what's this all about then, Governor? Welcome to the Vinelands, where raw ball, a high-intensity basketball-like sport, home team the Fawns are yet to win the coveted claw title, and no team have ever had a small animal play pro. Enter actual GOAT, Will Harris, Caleb McClaughlin, who has big hoop dreams. Can this rookie get seasoned vet Jet Fillmore, Gabrielle Union, and the rest of the team to play ball? Directed by Tyree, Dillihay, and Adam Rosette. Written by Aaron Buchsbaum, Teddy Riley, Peter Chiarelli, et al. Based on the book Funky Dunks by Chris Tougas. And here's your cast call. We have in the lead role Caleb McClaughlin, Gabrielle Union, Nick Kroll, Nicola Coughlan, David Harbour, Stephen Curry, Jenifer Lewis, and Patton Oswalt. And Jenifer Hudson is also in this. It's worth a mention. And I feel like, just a quick side, with her on it, there's a few obvious songs and that, and it being basketball themed. I feel like they really missed out on doing a really decent soundtrack here. But I could be wrong at time of recording. I just haven't seen one. Anyway, yeah, GOAT. So I went to see this, I want to say opening weekend, but the posters were saying this comes out February 13th. So if anything, I saw it before that. For some reason, it was out the weekend just before the release, but the official release, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we went to see it early. So we went to see it on the Sunday. I went to see it with my two boys, the 9-year-old, and the 4-year-old. And I enjoyed it. It was a good one. But from the same producers or makers or whatever it is as Spider-Verse and K-pop Demon Hunters, or the same studio, Sony Animation Studio. And yeah, it looked good. It looked it looked like a good animated movie. It had a lot of the kind of stylings, not a lot of, but some subtle bits of stylings, as they did with K-pop Demon Hunters and Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse movies. Obviously, but not to the level of those movies, I would say, stylistically, but it still looked great. It looks like that kind of movie, had that kind of, how do I explain it? Like, sort of had that kind of unique dynamic look that Sony Animation have been doing recently with their movies. Yeah, I liked the movie. I got to say, like, from the off, I was a basketball fan. Like, when I was younger, especially, like, everyone was into, football, football. Football is, being in the UK, being a black British, being a British kid, football rules here. Like, out of all the sports, football is probably the highest Basketball probably doesn't even come into the top three because then you got football, you got like tennis is pretty big here. People love the cricket, you know. Rugby's another big one. Basketball, like people like it, but I don't think it's as high. Like there's basketball courts and that around like most playgrounds and stuff, but yeah, it's not the big one, you know what I mean? Most people are into football, and obviously, and I think also I connected with basketball more just because, or partly because it's just more of a black sport, you know what I mean? Like I think its origins were, it was originally, I believe, I could be wrong, but originally it was created by black people, African Americans, and then, as with most of our stuff, it got gentrified. And then, believe it or not, like, you know, there was a time, well, obviously there was a time where they were in the National Basketball Association when the leagues first started, black people weren't even allowed to play. So maybe there's a correlation there, subtly, between the small animals not being able to play with the larger predator animals in this world. I don't know. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, overall, what was that he was saying? Yeah, sorry. So they weren't allowed to play, and then eventually black people got in. Like many of the major professional sports in America due to segregation, and that at the time, brief history lesson for you. Can't cite or reference anything, but that's the way it went down. Just believe me. Also, apologies if you hear any background noise. Once again, I'm recording this in my car on lunch break, live from the car park of, I'm not going to say the company name, just us. Just in case, I don't know if they want me to say that. I feel like it's a free promotion. But anyway, if you know where I work, you know where it is. If you don't, then yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, I enjoyed this movie. The kids enjoyed the movie. The 9-year-old more than the 4-year-old for the most part. I would say the 9-year-old was definitely into it. Found some moments funny, found it exciting, thrilling. Genuinely was probably the only kid that they were, as in most sporting movies, because it is a sports movie as well as a kids movie or whatever, as in most sporting movies with the underdog or whatever, there was a moment where it looked like, where, you know, it all comes down to this final point or whatever, and, you know, he was the only one that clapped when that point, when that applauded out loud when that point went in. Like, he was proper into it. He was proper in the moment. And I wish more people were like that. I feel like British audiences, we just don't do the hooting and the hollering enough, you know? Don't get me wrong, I don't want it all the way through the movie. I don't want it ruining, but it's nice to just have a vibe, and I don't feel like we do that enough. But anyway, yeah, overall, I really liked this movie. It was decent, well animated. Like I say, 9-year-old's more into it. 4-year-old, he didn't even really want to come out. He was all about going to the park, but it was raining and it was cold. And like, I can't let you be all up in the park running around. And yeah, could I have taken him to a soft play? Sure, but that's money, man. And to be fair, the oldest one was at a soft play party yesterday. I ain't doing it again, fam. I ain't doing it. You know, it's long. It's hard out here being a parent and keeping these kids entertained, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, 4-year-old, he weren't that into it. He liked parts of it, found parts of it funny. But overall, I just think as well, partly the mood he was in, but the duration of the movie, not that it's overly long, but I just think about a half point, he wasn't really that engaged, wasn't really that into it. It wasn't really holding his attention, you know what I mean? He wasn't there. But 9-year-old, yeah, he was into it, only fidgeting a bit every now and again, so they were liking it. And me, I enjoyed it. Like I say, growing up, a kid being into basketball, back in the day, I would have absolutely overly wanted to see this movie. I would have been begging my parents to take me to see this movie, you know, and yeah, I really liked it. It was well animated, the story was good, the voice acting was good, and he had just some really good moments, cool in the characters, some like kids movie tropes and sports movie tropes, but they worked serving the story and just the story in general. So I liked it. What can I say? I liked it. It was good times, good stuff. Glad to hear it. Glad to see it. I thought it was a good movie. I will give this one it wasn't a perfect movie. It wasn't the best movie. It wasn't the best kids movie / sports movie I've seen, but I did enjoy myself. So I'm going to give it a tentative tap it straight to my veins. Or tap it straight to my vines. See what I did there? You don't understand when I get into the movie. All right, let's get into spoilers. I've moved location, recording location for this. No, I ran out of time for lunch break, and I'm now doing this at a later time. Anyway, I'm spoiling the magic of editing. I might edit that out. Or I might leave it in, just keep it real, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, spoilers on this. When I heard, well, this isn't quite a spoiler, but let's just say we're in spoiler section anyway. When I first heard about this movie, and I didn't know Steph Curry's involvement. Obviously, Steph Curry, great basketball player, seems to be a decent dude. Historically, sports people, not all sports people, because, you know, no one's a monolith. Historically, not great actors, you know. For instance, Michael Jordan, Space Jam. He wasn't terrible, but he also not the best. LeBron James and Space Jam. Legacy, also not the best, not terrible again. Who else? A lot of football players, just horrendous. Like no acting skills at all. Like, you know, even when it's just the littlest part. Like, have you seen David Beckham act? Terrible. And to be fair, not just them. You know, I grew up in the 90s. There's a lot of like band TV shows, like musicians, singers, like Spice World the movie, was that, or Spice Girls the movie? Like, by all accounts, a great campy time, but also not the best of actors. Those ladies back then, who knows? Could have changed by now. But anyway, I digress. Basically, what I'm saying is, I didn't know how far Steph Curry's involvement was. I didn't know if he was playing the lead or not. Glad he wasn't. But even in his role as a giraffe, of whose name I've forgotten, it was alright, you know. It was pretty decent, pretty smooth with it. I didn't even realize it was him, so that was cool. And yeah, it was great to see. Well, not see, but it was great to hear Gabrielle Union back. Like, I haven't seen her much for ages. I'm sure she's working in stuff or whatnot, but I just feel like, in terms of like, I don't know. I just ain't seen her now for a long time. Like, when Bad Boys was coming back, I was hoping her character would be brought back in it. Haven't seen a mention of her at all, you know, which I think is a shame. I hope if they bring her back. So I hope if they do another one, they bring her back. What else? Yeah, Caleb McClaughlin, great job as the lead, you know. And, you know, obviously he's a great actor anyway, Stranger Things and other stuff that I've seen of him. I have seen him with other stuff, I just can't remember it now. There was that one with the Cowboys or whatever. Did I even finish that? I can't remember. There was that, what was that movie with Glenn Close and Andra Day? That was horrible. The one about the like possession, the haunting and stuff. You know which one I mean. He was good in that as well. Strangling up his brother, mad things. But yeah, obviously some really good actors in this. I loved instantly recognizable voice. Jenifer, what's her name again? Sorry, I'm all over the place here. Yeah, that's it. The legend that's known as Jenifer Lewis, playing Flo Everton, the Hog. That was the manager. Instantly recognized her voice. Loved it. It's great. Yeah, there's a lot of cool people in this. Like, you know, besides what I reeled off, I didn't realize Aaron Pierre played main attraction, the horse rival guy, and Aaron Pierre is Mufasa. Obviously good at playing animals, you know, but no, for real, like him again, you know, black British guy, just doing the American accent so well that I didn't even realize it was him. You know what I mean? So really great. Jelly Roll's in this. Country music star Jelly Roll, who I'm not a huge country music fan, but what he's done so far, great. And he did a good job as Chris, I feel. Jennifer Hudson played the mum. I thought so. Again, in terms of like tropes that we're talking about, so like I say, in this movie, you had some kids movie tropes, and you had some sports movie tropes. So, you know, kids movie in the sense that he's in a single parent situation. That don't always happen, but he's in a single parent situation. That parent passes away. It was alluded to that she got ill or whatever. And yeah, you know, he has to just believe in himself, and has a moment where, you know, his belief in himself is tested, and he has, you know, he's got a group of friends that back him and stuff. But yeah, I mean, as far as I guess movie tropes go, yeah, his mum died. He's the underdog. Talking about Will Harris, the goat here. Yeah, and then sports tropes, yeah, it did kind of generally follow that underdog story arc, more or less. It's nothing like, I wouldn't say it's anything out of the ordinary or specifically unique, other than it's anthropomorphic or humanoid animals that are telling the tale. But, you know, it just worked for what it was. And I feel like what it was decent. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. My boys had a good time. Obviously, the little one, not as much, but for the most part, I thought they did. Yeah, just good movie. Steph Curry even got his kids involved now that I'm seeing on the list. Aisha Curry played Carol the Whiskers. Wait, was that is that his wife? Well, it's a family affair then. Yeah, Aisha Curry must be his wife, right? Playing that. Was she a llama or? Aisha Curry is a Canadian and American businesswoman, chef, restaurateur, and actress. Well, would you look at that? Didn't know that. But yeah, a bit of a family affair there, which is nice. I don't know much about the Currys, I'm not going to lie. Like I say, I don't really follow current basketball. Although I might get back into it, you know. I haven't even got time. Probably not, but shall I make time? Because I do like it. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. But yeah, it's a decent movie. If you like sports movies, if you're stuck at half term or whenever just for something to watch with your kids, it is a PG, but I feel like, well, for me personally, I won't have a problem watching this with younger versions of my kids, if you know what I mean. And, you know, got some meddling magic up in there. It's a movie that has some cool, I know they're animals and stuff, but in terms of like, you know, just examples of black excellence or people doing stuff well, you know, people of color producing good stuff. This is a good movie, man. You know, so yeah, and also a great messaging. You know, you're never too small to dream big, and all about achieving your dreams. And I guess going for something with all you got, no matter how. Not, I don't want to like. Obviously, you don't want you know, that balance between delusion and reality. But like, just going for something with everything you got and believing in yourself, banking on yourself, and just going for it. It's good, man. And yeah, it's funny in places. It, like I say, it looks good. Obviously, we're in the same, you know, Sony Animation Studios. Hopefully, animators and cast and crew didn't get exploited and run down and overworked and all them things there. But on the surface, at least, very good stuff. Really enjoyed it. Looks great. Again, I just had to reiterate, I feel like they're missing a trick there with the soundtracks. I love a movie soundtrack, and I feel like, especially these days, movie soundtracks can be big business. I just look at a Barbie movie. I know this ain't on that level, or even like K-pop Demon Hunters level, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you do it right. But I do also understand that as a sport, I feel personally, like I said earlier, basketball isn't, at least in the UK, isn't as highly regarded. So, yeah. But yeah, I like this movie, and I think it's decent. And if you got the time, check it out. If you like basketball, if you like animation, if you like a good underdog story, this one could be for you. So, again, not my favorite movie, but definitely a lot better, a lot more fun and enjoyable than some of the other kids' movies out there. You know, I haven't seen Zootropolis 2. I imagine they're still going to keep that out for the February half term, because that movie has just been doing really well. And the joke is, there was a weekend I was going to see it, but it's been a long time. Like, I know I review movies and stuff, but it's been a long time since I've seen a kids movie without the kids. And it just kind of lined up in a way where I was going to have to see it without them. So I was like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll wait. And then you wait. And then, you know, the time passes. And although I'm big on cinema and I love the theatre going experience most times, I'm just kind of in a place where it's like, you know, I got a Disney Plus subscription, so I'll just wait. So I don't think I'll be heading out to see that. Even though I've heard good things, I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I just don't know if I can be bothered to take a trip to cinema, But if I get stuck for half 10 minutes still out, who knows? You might be getting a review on that. But yeah, the GOAT, decent movie, good movie to be fair, really good. Just not like one of my favorite kids movies, but again, it's I guess part of why I'm not like hugely raving about it, although I really liked it, is that there's quite a few things, there's basketball, there's being an underdog, there's being too small. So there's at least 3 things there where you should easily get me. So I'm thinking like, with those 3 things at least, I should be locked in. It shouldn't be that easy for me to be like, this is the best movie ever. But no, I'm joking. But yeah, it's decent and I liked it. So yeah, man, the GOAT. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. But for me, tap straight to my veins. Also, just to add, I feel like if you grew up like kind of liking sports movies as a kid, or even like I'm from a generation that kind of grew up on movies like Mike, Space Jam, so this is in a way reminiscent of that, and kind of like had I had this when I was younger, I would have totally been into this. I would have loved this off completely. You know what I mean? This has got, not that Space Jam isn't a classic for me, not a great movie, not the best movie, but because I grew up on it, love it. Like Mike, another instance, love that as well. This is like levels above that, because I haven't grown up on it, I don't have as much, revere for it. But who knows? Maybe with repeat watches, this will grow to be something a bit bigger for me. I just want to talk through a few moments that I really enjoyed in this movie. Early on in the movie, where it's a flashback, or at least the origin of why or how Will comes to believe in this game or love this game so much. And it's that moment where Will's mum surprises him, taking him to the game to see the Fawns play, and he sees Jet Fillmore playing, and he has that moment that where it almost like he just focuses in and like just sees his purpose and where he wants to be, what he wants to do, and that's the moment his dream is kind of born. Not even just born, but like not realized, but just honed in on, you know what I mean? And I thought that's a really accurate depiction of how dreams can be kind of born or focused in on. Like I can't remember what my moment was like. I know I'm not obviously a hugely famous, successful musician, but I think I remember going to a church service and seeing the band on stage and thinking, I'm going to do that one day. You know what I mean? And just that you have those moments where you see something and you're like, wow, yeah, And yeah, that was one for me, and that was cool. Like, I loved the Mondo character, voiced by Nick Kroll. He was probably my favorite character in this. Just like, so on the surface level, just crazy and weird, but, deep down, a really good guy. Just saying. I loved even though they're animals, like just the little details. Like if you look at main attraction, like I know, like obviously what's great with that horse character, voiced by Aaron Buchsbaum, is like he's clearly black, even though it's an animal. You know what I mean? He's got the cane roll and stuff, and like that. Yeah, that moment where he's in the barbershop or the salon or wherever it is, and he's getting his hair done, and it's just this great big, half of it's this great big afro. And I thought, yeah, that's cool, man. That's dope. See what I mean? But like with the representation, I know they're animals, but still, even like having that kind of stuff in there, they were clearly like black coded things or ethnically coded things. Not that it's like a race movie or whatever, but just they were nice little additions, other moments. I liked the the different courts in the different environments, and like it's almost like like for example games like NBA Street Jam, they have special moves, or probably like Super Mario Soccer, stuff like that. It's like the thing. It's like the sport, but there's like a special twist on it, and just made me think. Yeah, it's kind of like a game having like special levels, stuff like that. That was really cool. There were hamsters or gerbils, wherever they were. They were cute. I'm just listing stuff now, so if you're still here, thank you. Like I say, there were loads of different little bits that I liked in this movie. Like when they won the title, that was a really nice moment. And like I say, in the final game, you have that kind of game defining moment where Will's taking a winning shot and there's that tension of will it go in. And I just love the way that my eldest son, he just proper felt that, you know what I mean? I could almost hear him gasp. I could always almost hear him holding his breath until that ball went through the net. We've all been there, sports events or whatever it is. There's moments of tension, and it just really got him. And then the feeling of elation he felt when the ball went in, as if this was like a real game for him, and he like proper clapped out loud. I just thought it was great. It's part of the joy in watching movies for me is seeing the reactions of the people around me, and at times sharing in those reactions as well. So yeah, it was great, man. In that sense, it was that kind of added to my experience and my enjoyment of the movie. So yeah, good stuff all around, man. I really had a good time. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed my kids enjoying it when they did, but so yeah, it's good. So yes, those were my thoughts and probably my kids' thoughts as well. But what did you think? Did you like the movie? Have you seen it? Is it something you're looking to see? Are you kind of convinced to see it or not after my review? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys on your thoughts about it. And of course, you've been listening to myself, Miles. That's at Miles Reviews, Miles with a Y. You can follow me across all social platforms. And like I said, share, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button to stay up to date with all videos and content I'm making. And yes, I hope you guys are well out there enjoying that film, TV, music, but most importantly, life. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. God bless and all the rest.